Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. I had another slow and tedious day, but today it was of my own making. You know how things happen to you, like I'm taking my son to school, I get stopped by every light going, I get stopped by every light coming, and you just have that feeling that today is going to be one of those days. So I brought that mindset into my trading day, and it ended up turning out that way. And so, I can't blame anybody but me. That's the mindset that I brought. But we'll talk about, there are some opportunities out there that was, I really could have made some good money on. But we'll talk about that here in a second. I just want to remind all your members, if you weren't in the class, in the chat room today, I just want to remind you, the new class is dropping on Thursday, March 1st. Starting and growing your small account. It's, I've started over with a small account to try to help show you guys how you have to trade, all of the ins and outs of starting and growing. We've had a real good couple of quarters, and I had a lot of traders, a lot of members like, look, when are you going to do this again? I'm ready to start with you. I've learned, I've done all of this. And so second quarter, I'm going to start back trading smaller sizes again, even though I'm still trading smaller size. Of course, if you compare it to other professional traders. But, I'm going to go back to trading the 100 to 300 shares, and which most people will be able to trade on margin, and showing you how to find the right stocks, how to manage your account, and all that stuff. It's all going to be in this course. It's free to all members. I'll never sell you guys a course. If you're a member of the community, that means you're serious about learning, and I'm going to do my part to help you learn. So just keep that in mind. We're starting this on Thursday. All right, so this morning, PANW was kind of my main watch. And because what it did, it gapped up, well over its 52-week high, which was right here. And I had blue sky above and blue sky below. So either way this trade went, I felt I could make some real good money. Now the spread on it pre-market was awful. So I figured once the market opened, it gets 15, 20 cents. I can deal with that if it got to that. So this was my main watch. And you can see we had gapped up here and there was nothing. Now, yeah, I could go back a couple of years and probably find some support and resistance, but I'm only looking out the past 52 weeks. If we get a 52-week breakout, that kind of negates all of that other stuff, at least for today, on the breakout day. So I don't go back that far. I just look at what I have in front of me, and this was beautiful. But I did not trade it beautifully because I let, like I said, I came in with that mentality, that mindset, and I let the market, really get into my head. And you can see, here's PANW. We had the big opening 5-minute candle, which irritates me to start with because I hate to see a stock make this huge of a move. Now, even though this stock had a lot of room, and the 100-day was the 200-day here was my final target. I still had a lot of room to make some money. I just hate when it does this. So we put in this big candle, we pull back, and this candle opened, pushed up, and I waited until we got under the 100-day, which is this orange line here, to get in. Now, I thought about getting in here early, but I convinced myself to just wait. But in this case, getting in early would have paid off dearly. But I just said, nah, let me wait. And I waited. I got in. Did get a pretty decent, trade. We moved down. Didn't really get to where I wanted to cover the second part. And then we started to recover. And I took it off. Once we made a higher high here, or this candle got higher than the close of this candle, I took it off, which was the right thing to do because we pulled all the way back to the 20-day. Well, I didn't like this price action, so I just disengaged from the stock. Plus, this looked bullish to me. We're making, higher highs, higher lows. This was looking bullish to me. So I just dropped it. I was like, I'm just going to leave it alone. This is just way too much for me to be comfortable with. And right after I took my eyes off of it, we set up and eventually we made the move down. We didn't quite get to touch the 200, but it would have been close enough for me to take profit. So, here's a case where I let my attitude coming into the market kind of cloud my judgment and my vision of what the market had to offer. And so, did not do well on this at all. I mean, this could have easily been a $700-800 trade. And I just messed it up. Only got $220 out of it. So the next trade I jumped in was DIS, and this was on my reversal scanner. See, we had the big sell-off here, and I thought we were bouncing off of this 106.25 level here. So once we started showing that, I got long here, but I let the thing shake me out. It never did get to my stop. But, my mindset was so negative about the market and what it's doing that I let it take me out here. Now, the plan was to catch the reversal back to the 9 or the VWAP here, whichever one it would get to and reject. Take it back and then get short on this rejection for the trend continuation, because I knew this was going to continue to trend down. But I just let this take me out of my game. Completely take me out of my game. And so I ended up getting short after this. Let me see. I think I got stopped out, if I'm not mistaken. Because I got stopped out here. Yeah, but see, I messed myself up. I flipped it. That's what I did. Now, that's what was stupid. I bought, then I flipped it short. And because I thought we were going short, and then I got out. I had to get out up here because we turned around and went the other way. So what I did, I got long here. I flipped it short thinking we were going to come down. And then we made the move up. So, then I had to cover it here. And then I got short again on this rejection. It was just a dumb... It's just, the morning was just a product of my poor mentality. That's all it was. I just had a piss poor mentality about the market. And I had to take a walk. I really had to take take a walk because I was melting down. Some of you guys, if you were in chat, I know you felt it. Or you heard the keyboard feel it. But, I had to take a break. But this move worked beautifully. Moved down, but then we started to recover. I covered it. then got back short here under the 20, and got the move. Never did get to my final target down here, so I had to stop out back up here, break even. And then here I started this crazy mess again. But eventually it got, I shorted here, got stopped out here, shorted again, and then, got this move down. I should have held on to it. There was no reason for me to get rid of it. But like I said, when you're dealing with a bad mindset, I was making things a lot harder for me than it had to be. It did not have to be this hard. So all of that fighting I did, 15 trades, I end up with not even $40. This is what a poor mindset can do for you. It can make you take a solid trade like this with beautiful profit potential and turn it into a $30 trade. So you know what I'm going to be working on in the morning, making sure that I have my normal positive attitude coming into the market. Okay, M was on my watch list. This had a beautiful sell-off. It was a long trade. 5-minute opening range breakout trade was nice. Then we had a real nice sell-off here. And, I didn't catch any of that because I was, having my mental breakdown with these other stocks. So I waited after lunch and it looked like we were breaking down. So I got short here under all of these levels, got short under the moving averages, under this level, and we just never got any momentum. So I got stopped out, and then waited for it to come back down, got short again, was able to take a little bit of profit here, and then I tried to catch it for the late day fade, right at the end of the day, but it didn't really do much. So all of this work, from a negative trade, minus, $11.85, so minus $11. So I had, I did all of this work. And you would think I would have a $5,000 day, but, only ended up with $544. And the only reason I got that was I caught some of this earnings on SQ. I caught some of the earnings move. Here's the pop, and now here comes the profit taking. Because people bought this up going into earnings, got the profit taken here. But again, something that just added to the frustration of the day. I put in, I hit my hotkey up here to get in. The order didn't process. It sat there for like 20 minutes, it seemed like, but it was, several seconds, maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then the order processed. All the way down, I gave up all of this, and then it processes. And so I wait. We got this big flush, and then we pull back, and then, we open here, made this huge run up real quick, but then sold off almost immediately. And then I covered some, and then I'm trying to get, the cover down here. This thing's not working. And I realized I covered the whole doggone thing. I covered my whole position here. So, I'm like, okay, I'm done. We're getting ready to start the class anyway. So I didn't have time to really mess with this. And I was having trouble. It had to have been the internet connection. I don't know. I'm thinking it was an internet connection because I logged off everything, logged back on, and once I did that, everything was working. But I didn't realize I had gotten short here. You know, and I don't know if it was a product of me just banging on the keyboard and I hit my hotkey or whatever. You know, I don't know. I didn't even know this. It wasn't until right at the end of the class that I was getting ready to, start pulling the data so I can do this recap. And I pulled up a P&L and I was down like $380. So, I let out this scream. I scared everybody in the class because everybody was still there. And I realized I was still in the trade, but it was up here, and we were kind of rejecting the VWAP and the 100-day right here. So instead of me just panicking out, I just said, let me deal with this and just let me take a step back and see what I can work on this. So we picked up a little bit more. Now I still have half this position on. I still have 250 shares on. And I decided to leave it on overnight because I'm expecting this to gap down some. You can see how weak it is. I am expecting it to gap down some. But just looking at everything and kind of doing some analysis on it, I felt comfortable leaving 250 shares on. It's not something that I recommend doing if you're day trading. If you're a day trader, day trade. This is my day trading account. I shouldn't be holding stuff overnight, but I don't do it on a regular basis. Either I make a mistake like the other week, or I see something that I feel has real good potential. So that's where I was with this. So I'm leaving this on overnight, the 250 shares, to see what I got. So 544.50 today, not bad considering everything I had to deal with and how bad I made the day for myself. And just to cover my swings real quick, my SCG, it's still doing okay. We did make a higher high, higher low, but this showed a lot of indecision, showed more weakness today than it did yesterday. So maybe the squeeze will be over. I know this is a bullish pattern here, but we've had other bullish patterns in the past. I just really have conviction that whatever squeeze this was is over, and we're going to be pulling back in. OLED, this one worked out. This one's coming back in. It's doing just what I wanted it to do. It respected that descending resistance, and we're coming back in. So I'm pretty pleased with this trade, the way it's working out. So I just had to hang on. Both the thesis on this is working out good. SCG is just a matter of holding, because based on everything that I know, there's no reason for this stock to push over 40 and try to push back up. If it does, then there's something that we're not being told, or that's not being released, that is really affecting this. All right, so that's it for me tonight. I hope you guys have a great night, great evening, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning.